بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد. We'll continue inshallah the Sharh of Zaad Al-Mustaqni from the book of the Hajj, and we are at the chapter of Mahdurati Al-Ihram. Mahdurati Al-Ihram. If you have any question, please do. So the Mahdurat Al-Ihram, as we mentioned here, let me pull the part of the book where he's talking about that. If you have any question, please do. طيب. محظورات الإحرام قال وهي 9: حلق الشعر وتقليم الأظافر، فمن حلق أو قلم 3 فعليه دم، ومن غطى رأسه بملاصق فدى. And this is what we have done last time. So محظورات الإحرام are the forbidden acts during the Ihram of the Hajj or the Umrah. The first one, to take any part of the hair or to shave it or to cut it. And we said 3 and up, as we have mentioned it, as that's what it called, thing. And then we come to the tarjih, like what it called قص الشعر or shaving. تقليم الأظافر is to cut the finger or the toenails. قال فمن حلق أو قلم 3 فعليه دم، ومن غطى رأسه بملاصق أو بملاصق فدى. And we have explained that, the minimum. I mean, when we say someone he shaved or he cut his hair, that where someone will make the fidya. And the fidya, as you said, dam here, it means the fidya, and the fidya على التخيير, as mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, قال ففدية من صيام أو صدقة أو نسك, fasting or صدقة or sacrifice. قال وإن لبس ذكر مخيطا فدى. Here المخيط is the comes the number. So we said شعر, أظافر, and then مخيط. No, the ومن غطى رأسه بملاصق 4. Whoever who cover his head with something that is touching the head. That's the 3. So the 4th محظور is لبس المخيط. The first محظور is لبس المخيط. هذا هو المحظور الرابع، ويعبر عنه بلبس المخيط. طيب، ما هو المخيط؟ ما معنى المخيط؟ المخيط عند الفقهاء كل ما خيط على قياس عضو أو على البدن كله. المخيط, according to the scholar here, what is مخيط? Is everything that's been designed and been sewn in a way to be worn. So anything that had the shape of the body, the shape of the hand, so to be worn, that is the makhit. As he said here, قال كل مخيط على قياس عضو. So it's going to be, be sewn based on the measurement of one's, measurement. Okay. قال مثل القميص, like the shirt, pants, جبة, robe, صدرية, وما أشبهها من ذلك. So المخيط are the clothes, simply the clothes. The clothes we wear is المخيط. واضح. So nothing have to do with the stitches or thread, nothing have to do with such a thing. المخيط أي المفصل على البدن. المخيط is the thing that we wear. The second condition that al-makhitu wajaba أن يلبس على عادة اللبس. المخيط. So this makhit also, it need to be worn the way that is usually worn. For example, someone a shirt, he'll enter his hand in the shirt and he button the shirt. But to put the shirt on your shoulder is not makhit anymore, because you're not wearing it. A jacket is you wear the jacket, you don't put it on the top. So that's the makhit. The makhit, something that being sewn, being made to be worn. Then you understand the whole wisdom of the mahdurat. The mahdurat is to not have the zina that someone usually do for the dunya, because you're going to the akhirah. It's like the spirit of the Hajj is you're going to akhirah. So you get rid of everything that is zina that you use for you in your life. So someone when he subhanallah min sunan al-fitra, min sunan al-fitra. What are sunan al-fitra? Sunan al-fitra are the natural action of purification related to our inner nature. من سنن الفطرة إعفاء اللحى للرجل. من سنن الفطرة إحفاء الشوارب. Trim, having the beard, trim, cut the fingernails, get rid of the hair of the armpit, fix your hair, all of that, washing, circumcision is from Sunnah al-Fitra. So this is those parts that it's a zina, right? It's a zina, it's adornment, it's beautification. These in ihram, subhanallah, you focus on the akhirah. So this one, subhanallah, is like, this is to face people, to live in this life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, all that zina, just have pause for it to focus. You go into the akhirah. In the grave, if someone still has his thing to grow, he's not gonna fix them. If he still has one's hair continue to grow in the grave, he's not gonna carry it, because even he has time, like his mind is in the akhirah, in how to answer munkar wa nakir, how to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this is the spirit. So the zina is part of this world. To be focused to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you go with whoever you are. And this comes also to the unity. Everybody look equal in everything, in the way their appearance, subhanallah, deserved and calm, all of that. It doesn't mean that someone has to smell. No, I mean, you can wash and everything, that we can say. But this is the aspect of it, or the spirit of it. So here, when we said al-makhit, al-makhit is everything you wear. That's the makhit. If you go out to the masjid, you're going to have to wear clothes. You're not going to wear izar, for example, and have your chest is uncovered. No, you wear clothes. That clothes in the haram, they become forbidden. So the first we said that will be mufassal, like made to be worn. The second, you wear it as is usually worn. بس الثاني. طيب. والدليل على هذا حديث عبد الله بن عمر بن الخطاب. The evidence to that is حديث عبد الله بن عمر بن الخطاب. أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سئل ما يلبس المحرم. He was asked what the muhram can wear. قال لا يلبس القميص ولا السراويل ولا البرانس ولا العمائم ولا الخفاف. So he said he should not wear the type of qamis, shirts, all the type of what you wear on the upper body. ولا السراويل, pants or shorts or things. ولا البرانسة, البرانس, like the abaya, coats, anything like that, jackets. ولا العمائم, so any type of turbans or hats and everything cover the heart. ولا الخفافة, الخفافة is the shoes, type of shoes or socks and things, etc. فذكر 5 أشياء لا تلبس مع أنه سئل عن الذي يلبس. Look, here the hadith, he was asked, Ya Rasul, what can we wear? So the Prophet ﷺ answered, what you cannot wear. So subhanallah, because the negation here is more general than the answer. Because if I say, this is the hikmah in the teaching, the hikmah of the answer of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, what you can wear? He said, you can wear 2 clothes and this. So it's going to be kind of difficult for people to understand. They're going to be confused. But if tell you, what can we wear? You should not wear this and this and this and this and this and this. So when you have the negation, then it's going to be easy to determine what to wear. And in the hadith, قال الإزار والرداء. So when we said وقوله إن لبس ذكر مخيطة ولا لبس الذكر الذكر, so here this hukum is only for the male, not for the female. This hukum is only for the man. And of course we know it, so the scholars, they gather all this in one term, al-makhit. Al-makhit. So al-malbus, the clothes that someone can wear. It's been said that the first one who started, or like he mentioned the word of makhit, is Ibrahim al-Nakh'i, rahimahullah. And he is one of the well-known scholar of al-Tabi'een. So as you see, this is a word that's been, kind of expressed in a way to encompass all what the Prophet ﷺ has forbidden to be worn during the ihram. The Prophet ﷺ قال in a hadith about the shoes, قال من لم يجد نعلين فليلبس الخفين ومن لم يجد إزارا فليلبس السراويل. So this hadith, he tell you that the hikmah is to التجرد, is like you have that full devotion. The devotion, as you see, is the, subhanallah, the Hajj is a spiritual and body action and body worship. And the appearance in the Hajj is part of the worship. The appearance of the Hajj is part of the worship. But if someone will not find any of this, for example, he will not find izar, so he keep wearing what he has wearing. So here the Prophet ﷺ قال, whoever who does not find na'layn, sandals, قال فليلبس الخفين, he can wear the الخف. الخف is the leather socks. And who does not find the izar to cover himself, the izar, then he keep wearing his pants or shorts, قال ومن لم يجد النعلين فليلبس الخفين. And whoever who does not find to wear the na'layn, the sandals, and we said na'layn, sandals, not shoes, because in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said if your shoes you step on its back, so the ankle will be shown, as a way of also modesty. So this is some of the masail of al-makhit, some of the masail al-makhit. Because sometimes, and this masala is very good, because when we're talking about shoes and talking, there's a lot of variety of shoes today. You know, people, can I wear this? Can I wear this? Can I? As long as sandal and the ankles are shown, it's fine. And then people, they make them think that they need to buy something like plastic and white, and subhanallah, they have, you know, they've been selling in the haram, and those are very hurtful for some people. They're not comfortable at all. It's not about get any something good quality that you are used to. You're used to wear, you know, shoes that are comfortable, and you know, that's what help you. And if not, it's gonna hurt you. Then get something that is comfortable for you. Take it with you in your luggage and use it. As long as the ankles are thin, that's the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Some people, they say, they they have a problem walking, so they have to wear like kind of those you know, feet braces or things, or wear socks. So I said, yes, you can, because the Prophet ﷺ said, قال ومن لم يجد, who cannot find the na'layn. And then when it comes to darura, it is, subhanallah, the safety and the ease for the person. That's what you prioritize in the hukum. So when people, they say, I cannot, there's old lady, they cannot walk, you know, barefooted, or they need to wear socks. Type of socks they have, like, you know, they get them from the pharmacy or things. Say, he wear it, because that is the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قال, he mentioned here an example. You know, he said it's easy today in the Masjid al-Haram to be barefooted, but if someone, because before they didn't have like the luxury that people they have today, they work on the marble and everything. Before there was wadi and everything. So he said, the Prophet ﷺ, whoever who does not find na'al to wear, he will wear the khuffayn to protect his feet. Why they have, like, you know, at the time, like rocks, they worked, and valleys, and so here today we take, you said, you know, why should we wear any socks? Because, you know, you don't need, I mean, today is everything like smooth, actually, when you are barefooted and it's hot. This marble, they give you, you know, freshness because they're cold, subhanallah. But for people who need to wear it, then you have the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ said, yes, of course you can. And someone, he does not need to rip the socks or the leather socks to show his ankles. No, because it's a rukhsa. It is a rukhsa. قال وإن طيب بدنه أو ثهوه أو ادهن بمطيب أو شم طيبا أو تبخر بعود ونحوه فدى. Now we come to another mas'ala, which is the mas'ala of the fragrances. The mas'ala of the fragrances. I think for the women we didn't come what is forbidden on them. Yeah, it's not here yet. Okay. So this is for the men. This is for the men. We can mention here, as we're talking about the men, we can mention what is forbidden for the woman. What is forbidden for the woman are القفازان والنقاب. القفازان والنقاب. Al-Quffazin are the what they call them. So a niqab, you know what is the niqab? The niqab that cover the face. And al-Quffazin are the gloves. Huh? So that's what is forbidden for the woman. An-niqabu, and also an-niqab is that touch the face. That touch the face. An-niqabu is like the hat for the man. He cannot wear a hat, but can he put an umbrella? Yes, he can. The same thing for the woman. They cannot wear the niqab, but she can have something covering her face without touching. They do today, for example, they wear like hats and they have something to go over it. That is like, like the umbrella for the men will be the same thing for the women, for those who want to cover their faces. But to have it as a niqab, so the niqab as the what is worn covering the face and touching the face. And al-quffazan, and the gloves. So those are not as he going to say it, inshallah ta'ala. And when the muhrim does not find any of this, for example, al-izaru wal-rida, he will wear anything he has, because this is a necessity. This is a necessity. طيب وإن طيب بدنه أو ثوبه. So البدن والثوب are forbidden to put fragrances or perfume or عطر on the body or on the clothes that someone wearing. That's forbidden. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا تلبسوا ثوبا مسه الزعفران أو الورس. Do not wear anything that been touched by الزعفران and الورس, and those are type of طيب fragrance that they used to put. And he said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to the man that he was killed, he died, after his naqa, by mistake, he gets hurt by the naqa, by his own camel, he died. قال لا تحنطوه لا تحنطوه لا تحنطوه. And التحنيط, تحنيط الميت, is to put fragrance on it. That's tahnitul mayit. Tahnitul mayit is to put طيب on the mayit. So even why? Because this person is still in state of ihram. He died in state of ihram, so he stayed in state of ihram because he's going to be resurrected in state of ihram. ملبيا قال يبعث ملبيا قال فإنه يبعث يوم القيامة ملبيا. And this is an evidence that is forbidden for anyone to use the طيب during his ihram. And the طيب also is from the zina. قوله أو الدهن بمطيب. And the same thing, if you're gonna put, so not his clothes or himself, because the dohn, someone put it on his hand, or put some, on his face or things. So all of that is forbidden. Sometimes people they put it just on his skin, and that also. The next one قال أو شم طيبا أو شم طيبا أو شم طيبا. شم, to smell, to just smell. For sham, we have difference of opinion, because the sham, for some scholar, is not an action, because it's not istamal, you don't use it. So there's difference between putting the fragrance, putting the fragrances, putting the perfume, big difference, than to smell it. قال وإن طيب بدنه أو ثوبه أو دهن بمطيب أو شم طيبا أو تبخر بعود ونحوه فدا. So it's either, so the طيب should not be in the body nor in the clothes, and he should not even have to put the tib, by pour it on his skin or on his face, and then shamma, to smell it. He's saying here there's three conditions or three circumstances concerning the sham. To smell it without bila qasd. He didn't intend to smell it. He's passing by, he's going back to his hotel and everything is smell good around. That's not considered. And then the scholar here, going farther, said someone can smell it to taste something, but not to taladdud. The taladdud is like, you see some people, they smell the thing to seeking refresh, seeking kind of taladdud, seeking like some sweetness. They're seeking something to feel good. So if someone smell it intentionally, but not seeking, that taladdud, that's the second condition. The third circumstance or condition that it can happen for someone with the fragrance is to smell it, seeking the taladdud, seeking to enjoy it. So here he's saying the first and the second one, that nothing have to do with the hukm here. For the third one, this is where it might be, introduce it. This is the only one that can be prohibited. But only few scholars, or like here and the author here, but it's not the sham to be mahdur حقيقة. The sham to be mahdur. قال وهذه فيها خلاف فقال بعض العلماء إن شم الطيب ليس حرام. To smell it and to enjoy it is not. ولا شيء فيه لأنه لم يستعمله. He didn't use it. So there's difference between you smell it or to use it. The Prophet ﷺ قال لا تحنطوه. Do not put, perfume on the dead person. So do not put, that putting is the isti'mal, you use it. But for the third one, if we go with the author opinion, then will be the third one. Because sometimes you'll be in ihram and someone said, can you smell this? What do you think? You smell, they say, yeah, good. It's good. Someone, for example, you are passing, by the mahallat and everything, and someone, buying some utur to his family, and you're still in ihram. He said, what do you think of this? He said, no, I'm muhram, is haram. They said, look, here there's three conditions. The first one, we don't. The second one is to smell it, but not intending to enjoy it, just to test it. He said, I think this one is good. That's it. But here to smell it, to enjoy it. Someone, he finished his umrah and then he didn't yet find to shave, and he entered to the store. He's happy he finished his umrah, and he goes like, let's stop by this store. And he said, Allah, that taladdud. He said you have to make fidya, according to the author, according to the school of thought. So he said that's the only one here into the author school of thought that will be considered. But to test, to like you go and think, you are around the Kaaba and you're smelling the Kaaba. Is all they put oud on it. So he said, while the thing he said, subhanAllah, we're going to have a fidya because you are smelling the smell of the Kaaba.
Before you make a niyyah, can you put your clothes?
Yes, that's we already covered. Yes, you put in your body, not in your clothes. Yeah, you don't pour it on the izar or rida. You don't pour it on the clothes of ihram. You put on your body, on your hair, on your face, after a big shower. And then, when you put your ihram, if anything that is on your body touch the ihram, that is not your concern. But after that, you don't have to put, you cannot put, when after the niyyah and you cross the miqat, you cannot put tib in anything. Not your body, not the clothes, skin, face, nothing. So here we add to it smell in it. So the smelling, we say, okay, if you want to smell it, the smelling has difference of opinion. But we said before we get to there, we have like a different scenario. You are walking in the street and there is a good smell. Am I going to be blamed for that? He said, no, put it on the side. The second one, he said, I smell it, but I didn't intend to enjoy it, to have that sweetness related to the smell of the perfume. So I said, if you didn't intend to enjoy it, then that's fine. Like the example, like testing. Someone you want you to test which perfume, for example, I will give it an example. The third one is to smell it intending to enjoy the smell. That's the one that will be included here. Okay? قال, so it will be in what he said. قال أو شم طيبا. So شم, he smelled the fragrance. Which one of them is the one that we have mentioned? أو تبخر بعود ونحوه فدا. التبخر is also intending. So people, you see them sometimes in the street or in the stores, they have in front of the stores bakhur. What is the bakhur? Is that incense? There's incense that's used for homes, rooms, but there's incense used for the body. So people use bakhur and they get on the top of the smoke that is coming, and they start with their hand to get, some of that smoke. And the smoke actually is the perfume. To do such a thing is forbidden, is mahdur. Fada, again, what is the fidya? Fidya, fast 3 days or feed 6 poor people, masakin, needy people, or offer a sacrifice. Fada. وإن قتل صيدا مأكولا بريا أصلا ولو تولد منه ومن غيره أو تلف في يده فعليه جزاؤه. So you see here, we're passing from the fidya to jaza. So here, قال وإن قتل صيدا, if someone killed a sayd, a prey, something that someone is hunting, بر وحشي, حمار وحشي, a wild donkey, anything that people they hunt to get and they eat. So we have صيدا, مأكولا, that people they hunt to eat, not just to kill. مأكولا. بريا, so he's like بريا, wild. He's not like domestic. بريا. بريا أصلا. So the asl, because you might find someone has in his hand a bird, for example, but the origin of bird is wild. It's not domestic like you find it in the houses, Especially there's no bird domestic. Only you put it in a cage. You get the cat in a house, he will be always in the house, or go out and come back. But the bird, you get him out of the cage, you're not gonna see him again. So asluhu berri, the origin of it is berri. طيب. We'll come back inshallah after the prayer to finish this part. نحن إخواني, before sometimes it depends on the illah. The illah. Why you don't put perfume? Again, the one illa is the same, is the zina. Look, you're going to have guests at home. You're going to meet a person. You're going to go, you are invited. What do you usually do? The wear the nice, some of the nice clothes you have. You fix your hair. You trim your beard. You do like, put perfume. So all what you have done is zina. That in ihram is forbidden. Because Allah wants your heart, He does not your appearance. You're not gonna meet dunya, you're going to meet Allah. Therefore here, if we know this illah, then sometimes people, they get it so difficult for other people. That's why I said, if you cannot walk barefoot, that's fine, wear socks. Because he's wearing socks, not seeking to beautify himself, because he needed for his leg. If he doesn't have izar, his intention is to go to Allah. If you don't have key, wear your pants. You see the ilm. Comes to the perfume. Here we have khilaf. There's sometimes scented perfume, scented soap. Said, don't use them. But if someone, he used them, he told them, do fidya. Well, he didn't use it. When someone, for example, you're going to meet someone. When you say tib, what is tib? Tib is perfume. Would you wash your face with the soap? I said, I did my perfume. You're gonna use perfume, right? So that's when you go to the how subtle is the hukum. Then even when you help people, sometimes people, they come, subhanallah, he's like, oh, I did this and this, I just used soap and then I smelled it has a smell. So then when you eat an orange, it has a smell, right? The apple has a smell. So it's not the smell that you use, is why you doing it. Did someone, for example, he want to be invited, he said, I really like the lemon smell. So he gonna eat some juice smell and he put like some, the lemon, or eat it or use it and put the peel and use it, say, that's how we do perfume. We don't do that. So when someone sometimes eating, and this is I'm talking to you by experience, because some people say, oh, this has a smell, how can you eat it? When I said, when you do perfume, you don't like, you eat something to make perfume. No, the perfume it has, like you have it on a bottle, you have it as cream, etc., etc. So this is to have it that the line, that conducting us or like leading us into this ahkam is the zina, and this is make it help us, to not be sometimes excessive or rigid when we talk to the about al-mahdurat, because I saw some people, it's like, subhanallah, it's like any good smell for them is haram. Any good smell for them is haram. Here we talk about at-tibu, so something, it is in the market, sold with the purpose to beautify as a fragrance, not put in the market as, for example, to use it as a candle or to eat it or to wash, etc. But we know today some soap, they are like, excessive. Those are to have big smell, it keeps in your hand. That's we don't use, of course. But if it happens that someone uses it, he's not gonna have this fidya because he did it by mistake and he didn't intend it. So he didn't intend to wear it as a perfume. واضح إن شاء الله. طيب, we'll meet you after صلاتي العصر إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد. قال باب محظورات الإحرام وهي 9: حلق الشعر وتقليم الأظافر، فمن حلق أو قلم 3 فعليه دم، ومن غطى رأسه بملاصق فدى، وإن لبس ذكر مخيطا فدى، وإن طيب بدنه أو ثوبه أو ادهن بمطيب أو شم طيبا أو تبخر بعود أو نحوه فدى، وإن قتل صيدا مأكولا بريا أصلا، ولو تولد منه ومن غيره. وإن قتل صيدا, this is the part that where we stopped. وقتل صيدا, if he killed a صيد, an animal that hunt. مأكولا, a hunt for the sake, that you can eat. بريا أصلا, it's wild. Aslan, I mean, as I said, if he can be domestic in, no, not domestic. So, like we take the case of the bird, Bariyan Aslan, it's wild. It's not like the cattle.
We have Labarian today, right?
What they call?
Labarian. When is lab? Before the Barian?
That's the la is ma'kulan. No, so that's yeah, that's a mistake. مأكولا بريا أصلا, because it cannot مأكولا لا بريا أصلا, because you need to be wild. How can we hunt it? You have a chicken and we said loose, go, and then you start to hunt the chicken. Well, that's not بريا. And that's actually the chicken and the goat and everything. That's halal, you eat it during the ihram. So مأكولا بريا أصلا. ولو تولد منه ومن غيره, and either anything that comes out of it is like birth or extracted, so it will be to have the same حكم. طيب. الصيد المأكول, this is the 6 of المحظورات. أوصاف الصيد قال مأكولا, the thing that you hunt, he need to be مأكول, that you can eat. A deer, for example, you can eat. This is the first وصف. فإن كان غير مأكول فليس قتله من محظورات الإحرام. If an animal that you don't eat, so its killing is not from the محظورات الإحرام. But we're going to see more details here. طيب. Any animal, can we kill any animal? That's the question. Answering to this question, it helps us to define the animal related to the ihram, that is forbidden to eat them, to hunt them or kill them. طيب. We have 3, let's say, categories of animals, the way we deal with them. The first one, ما أمر بقتله. The second one, ما نهي عن قتله. And the third one, ما سكت عنه. So we have a category of animal that we are allowed to kill, category of animal that is forbidden to kill, and category of animal there's no text in it. But then when there's no text, how we behave, we're going to say. ما هو الذي أمر بقتله? The animals that we are, I would say commanded, not commanded, but we are allowed to kill. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: 5 من الدواب كلهن فواسق. 5 من الدواب كلهن فواسق يقتلن في الحل والحرم. 5 types of animals, of walking creature, all of them fawasiq. Fawasiq is the name that's been given to this animal. Wal-fasiqu, he's the one who is off the path. Al-fasiqu for the man is the one that he cannot, have feel safe in the presence of the animal. Someone feels safe in the presence of the cat, for example. So this is not from the fawasiq. So the fawasiq, all the animals that really harm the life or bother, the life of a human being, like the rat. If someone has, in his house, things is bothersome. So he's permissible, he's allowed to kill the rat. So this is all called fawasiq. So the Prophet ﷺ, when he said 5, they're not only 5. So 5 to specify these 5 that he's gonna mention. قال كل يقتلن في الحل والحرم. قال الغراب. الغراب, the غراب, we have a lot of غراب. The crow. But someone will not willingly go to kill the bird, the crow, because you are allowed to kill. If he didn't bother you, he's there in the streets on his own. Don't go to. But when he come around you, you are allowed to kill. Al-hida'a. Al-hida'a. This is also a type of a bird, kind of wild bird, look like, in the family of the hawk, the family of eagle, that type. This is al-hida'a. So are harmful. Al-aqrabu. Al-aqrabu, scorpion. Al-fa'ratu. Al-fa'ratu, mouse and rat, all that family. Wal-kalbu al-aqur. Wal-kalbu al-aqur. And the raged dog. Those dog crazy? You cannot control them. Not the domestic dogs. Huh? There's يقولوا مكلوب له. Now some of the disease that becomes like wild. He will attack people and even kill people. So al-aqur, al-kalbu al-aqur. Add to this some of the animals that mention other hadith or implied in the hadith by taking the meaning of al-fawasiq, the snakes, wolves, lions, and ashbah. Those are wild animals. If they face human being, it's like his life is in threat. The second, ما نهي عن قتله. ما نهي, what is forbidden to kill. Like النملة, ant, bee, and type of birds like al-hudhud, as-surad, so those birds is haram. Those birds, they live around you and you're not supposed to kill or to harm. So these are forbidden to kill in a state of ihram or in al-haram or in the hill. In all the places are forbidden. But the question here, sometimes, if these animals, they hurt you or harm you, or they, having like causing a problem in your house, you try to get rid of them without harm them. But if there is no way to get rid of them, then one is allowed to kill them. Like ant, if they find something, they will, attack all your kitchen or things. So if there's a way to divert them away from your kitchen and get them out, that's fine. If not, then someone is allowed to get rid of them. But someone to go to the society outside in the thing and looking for ants to kill them, that's manhi anhu, that's prohibited. طيب. الثالث, the third category, قلنا ما سكت عنه, there's no text. So here, it's not allowed to kill them, but in the same time, it's not prohibited to not kill them. So the rest of the animals depends on the situation that you'll be facing, you'll be facing with them. If it's harm, is going to harm you, to hurt you, then you are allowed. If they are, they leave you in peace and they are in peace, it's haram to kill them. Which is actually comes to specify the fact to kill with no reason is haram. Even hunting animals for an intention to train on shooting, that's haram. The animal is supposed to live, not to kill. If the person needs that animal for a purpose, like to use it, to eat it, then he's allowed. If that animal is allowed to kill. That's why the Sayyid, every killing is authorized by the Creator. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if He authorizes you, then you have to say the key of the authorization. The right. What is the right? Is to say Bismillah. That's how it becomes halal to you. So when someone hunting, before he shoot, is either arrow or a bullet, he will say Bismillah. That's how it becomes halal. Because no one had the right to kill except by the permission of the Creator. And that's why even the animal, domestic, the cattle that you have, when someone kills, he will kill them in the proper way, which is the slaughtering, and then he will say the right, the basmala. So, I just call it the right to kill, to have, kind of explain that no one had the right to kill except by the permission of the Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala. So based on these categories, so those maskut anhu, those who we are allowed to kill, so it's either in state of ihram or not in state of ihram, you kill. So if you are in state of ihram and you find the scorpion is in front of you, you are allowed to kill, even you are in state of ihram. The same for the ghurab, the same for the hida'ah, the same for the mouse, for the same. So this has nothing have to do with your state of ihram. Those are forbidden. You should not kill, even when you're not in state of ihram. You should keep them, safe. Don't harm them. The rest of the animals, those. So we have the rest of the animals that we going to not be permitted. So first to be ma'kul. So an animal that if I'm going to hunt, he need to be something that I can use, can eat. Well, that's why I'm hunting, because without that, what reason do I have? The second characteristic need to be barri, wild. And barri, wild, were in the land, not in the sea. Because the sea, it's not part of this hukum. أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ صَيْدُ الْبَحْرِ وَأَنْتُمْ حُرُمٌ. To fish during the ihram is halal, because the fish is halal during the ihram. The hunting of animals, so because when you say, why we say fishing here? Because it's like hunting. Hunting is animal in the wild animal, and fishing in the sea. قال ولو تولد منه ومن غيره. تولد شيء من صيد بري متوحش. تولد like something comes from it, like it's we can say another animal who comes like by birth or things, and anything that comes like produce eggs, anything that comes from that animal is also haram. Why? Because in the first place it was haram to hunt it, to use it, to eat it, to kill it. So anything that comes out of it is haram. Then قال أو تلف في يده. Now he had, for example, an animal. He, for example, had a trap for this animal. He didn't shoot the animal, and he got it in a trap. And this animal is alive. We said it's forbidden to hunt it, so you have to let it go. But what if he still have the animal and the animal died? He was killed or died while he had it. That's what أو تلف في يده. So this is add أي وإن قتل الصيد أو تلف في يده فعليه جزاء. So if he died while he had it after he hunted, then he has to pay the expiation of such infraction, and violation, which called al-jaza. وفدية الجزاء is in the end of Surah Al-Ma'idah. Just read it for you, and they'll give you the ayah. I think the author, he's going to bring it. He's going to talk about the fidya. But just as we are here, I will tell you exactly the ayah in Surah Al-Ma'idah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us in this ayat, يا أيها الذين آمنوا ليبلونكم الله, Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah 94 and 95. يا أيها الذين آمنوا ليبلونكم الله بشيء من الصيد تناله أيديكم ورماحكم ليعلم الله من يخافه بالغيب. The companion, they had a trial while they were going to Hajj. They have some of the sayd that they usually hunt. It came around them. It was walking around them. Usually they can't find it. If the sayd see them, he run away. This sayd, it was around them. And they know it's haram to use it. قال تناله أيديكم. What تناله? If you stretch your hand, you can hold it. Usually you'll be running with your horse and everything at that time, and you cannot get it. Today you touch it, you can touch it. تناله أيديكم ورماحكم. With your spear, just you walk. If you just throw your spear, you can get the sight. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said He made it haram to you. And then قال ليبلوكم, to see who among you is really fears Allah. He has that great veneration to His greatness and to His order subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَمَنْ اعْتَدَى بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ فَلَهُ عَذَابٌ. Whoever who transgressed after that, after the revelation, so he has, subhanallah, a grievous penalty. This remind me the story of a town, of a village, being the dweller of this village are people from Bani Israel, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-A'raf. قال لهم واسألهم عن القرية التي كانت حاضرة البحر إذ يعدون في السبت إذ تأتيهم حيتانهم يوم سبتهم شرعا ويوم لا يسبتون لا تأتيهم. So on the day of Saturday, it's haram, it's forbidden for them to hunt. On the day of Saturday, the fish they can, because this is the basic food sustenance for this town is the fish, because they are by the sea. So imagine the fish, they comes and they swim and they have their head out on Saturday. They can see it. You see the dolphin, we see them playing. That's how the fish on Saturday. تأتيهم شرعا out. ويوم لا يسبتون لا تأتيهم. Other guns said that there's no fish. They put their nest, there's nothing. So subhanallah, who's controlling the fish? Allah. So if you want to make a trick to get the fish, you trick in yourself. Because if you're truly sincere, you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what they did, they start to put their nest on Friday night. And they go to sleep. And the next day, not Saturday, the day after, their garret is full of fish. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala جعلهم قردة خنازير. Allah مسخهم. Allah tested almost the same test like the companion here in the haram. قال ليعلم من يخاف. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to know among you who really fears Allah. So these people they failed. They don't even concern or glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His command. فthis is قال فمن اعتدى بعد ذلك فله عذاب. ثم قال يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقتلوا الصيد وأنتم حرم. Or you believe, do not kill الصيد وأنتم حرم, while you are in a state of ihram. Now this is the jaza. From the word of al-jaza, قال ومن قتله منكم متعمدا فجزاء. So how he going to correct that? The compensation of such action, that's what we call jaza, because it's coming from the ayah from Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah 95. So how he had to do, قال فجزاء مثل ما قتل من النعم يحكم به ذوي عدل منكم هديا بالغ الكعبة. So someone will say, okay, what someone he killed, for example, a deer. So he'll bring two, they're gonna do the hukm. They're going to look at his situation of this person. He said, I killed the deer in a state of ihram. Say the deer, how big is the deer? How size? So the size, they said, maybe this is close to a camel or a cow, or maybe like the double of the size of a goat. He said yes. So he said, you have to, for example, sacrifice 3 goats for that deer. Who will judge? Is people expert or people that are with knowledge in, for example, in animals. And then that sacrifice, he will sacrifice in the haram. That's the jaza. And the one who cannot do, he will do the equal of that in sadaqah, or as he said, قال أو كفارة طعام مساكين أو عدل ذلك صياما, or the equivalent of that in fasting. So this is the jaza that we mention here. So that's why it's not a fidya, but a jaza, and I think inshallah we're going to see it further here. قال ولو أو تلف في يدي فعليه جزاؤه. So جزاؤه is the compensation, is the way that I just read in Surah Al-Ma'idah. قال ولا يحرم حيوان إنسي. ولا يحرم حيوان إنسي. The domestic insi, like the حيوان that human, around the human, which is we call domestic animals, those are not haram, like the chicken, goats, lamb, all of that. So those are not haram. ولا صيد البحر. ولا صيد البحر. Also صيد البحر, fishing, from the sea is not haram. وَلَا صَيْدُ الْبَحْرِ is not haram. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also mentioned, I'll give you the ayah from Surah Al-Ma'idah, is ayah 96. Subhanallah. Just after I mentioned you 95, this is 90. أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ صَيْدُ الْبَحْرِ وَطَعَامُهُ مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ وَلِلسَّيَّارَةِ وَحُرِّمَ عَلَيْكُمْ صَيْدُ الْبَرِّ مَا دُمْتُمْ حُرُمْ. So صيد البر is haram, ما دمتم حرم. So here you see specified and restricted into the البر, not صيد البحر. قال ولا صيد البحر ولا قتل محرم الأكل ولا قتل محرم الأكل. Any animal that is haram to eat is not haram to kill in the haram, in state of ihram. But here, only the animal who gonna bother you. So you're not hunting an animal that is not bothering you, and you're not gonna eat. That's haram. But you know that there's an animal who's being bother people, attacking people. There's in the area, there's people are traveling, or like in ihram traveling, there's a wolf. So to hand that particular animal to stop his hurting people around, that's what he can be introduced here. قال ولا يحرم ولا قتل محرم الأكل ولا قتل محرم الأكل. طيب ولا الصائل ولا الصائل. ولا الصائل. What is a صائل? A صائل, an animal who's really, is in a state that he becomes threatening to the life of a human being. Here he given us an example. Sometimes the camel get into rage that cannot be controlled. Cannot be controlled. In this rage, if the owner, find the only solution to kill this animal, he can go and kind of look for it and kill it. And this does not have jaza. The jaza, which is the fidyatul jaza that we mentioned. طيب. The next one. قال ويحرم عقد نكاح ولا يصح ولا فدية. طيب let's يحرم عقد نكاح. It is forbidden to make a marriage contract during the ihram, and this is for both male and female. And this is the 7 mahdhur. As in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, قال لا ينكح المحرم ولا ينكح ولا يخطب. So he's forbidden to be part of a marriage contract, or to help, to be, him or her getting engaged, haram. To do the marriage contract is haram. To be involved in marriage contract. So is either قال ينكح ولا ينكح. It's him or her, and if he's a wali, that he going to have his daughter, for example, wali on his daughter to do the contract, is also haram. ولا يخطب, even the engagement, الخطبة also the same. طيب. So the condition, someone he's not in ihram and he want to marry a lady in ihram, the nikah is forbidden. Someone in ihram and he want to marry a lady which is not in ihram, the same nikah haram. A wali that is muhrim and he want to do the nikah for two of them that are not muhrim is haram. We have a hadith that the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, حديث ابن عباس في الصحيح, أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تزوج ميمونة وهو محرم. He married Maymuna while he is muhrim. And this hadith narrated by Abdullah ibn Abbas, and he is the nephew of Maymuna. You know Abdullah ibn Abbas, but Maymuna is his aunt. So how can we answer this hadith? The answer, it has two answers to not conflict with the mahdur that we have. The first is to make the tarjih, because there's another hadith. The other hadith is Maymuna herself saying, أن النبي تزوجها وهو حلال. So people who thought that he married her in the way he's ihram, no, he married her and then he get into the ihram. وأبا رافع, he was the one who connecting between the Prophet ﷺ and Maymuna. He said, قال وأن أبا رافع قال تزوجها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو حلال, أي in the state of حل. So then we have the person concerned, the person who was intermediary between the Prophet and Maymuna. Both of them, they said it's halal. The only one who said it's haram, Ibn Abbas, the nephew, who was seeing the situation from outside. So he didn't know the details. And Ibn Abbas, he only knew that Maymuna, the Prophet married Maymuna during the Hajj. So he thought that it happened in state of ihram. The second answer is the khususiyya, that the Prophet ﷺ has always his own characteristic and his own status. So if it did really happen, then that's only for the Prophet, not for the rest of the people. So because for us, it is forbidden. قوله, okay. So ولا يصح. So even if it happened, this aqd of nikah is void. Is void. ولا يصح. ولا فدية. And this action of mahdur does not have fidya. So if someone happened that he does, for example, he conduct a marriage, then he realized that he should not have done it, he will say to the people, your marriage is not accepted, is void. They said, what should we do? For example, they are also muhrim. Should we pay a fidya? I said, no, you don't pay. Just this contract is not void. You have to redo it after the ihram. That's what he said, wala fidya. So you have this one is, as we said, aqd al-nikah. عقد النكاح is what number we said? 7. And the side 6. So the first 5 all have fidya. The 6 have fidya al-jaza. The 7 does not have fidya. طيب. ثم قال رحمه الله تعالى وتصح الرجعة وتصح الرجعة. What it means, الرجعة, this is to help us understand that there is a divorce happen. If someone during the ihram he want to ask his wife back, can they get back together? Yes, they can get back together in state of ihram. قال وتصح الرجعة أي يراجع الإنسان مطلقته التي له الرجعة عليها. As soon as he get into the ihram and everything, he felt like he was doing mistakes, and then he regret, and he want to just call, and establish back the relation. He had the right. We don't tell him, no, this is kind of nikah, you have to wait till ihram. No, this is a raj'ah, because he already, his wife. And in that time of the raj'ah, they can get back together at any time. So the ihram will not prohibit that or alter that. So في محظورات الإحرام, there's things that you can keep it, but you cannot restart it. Like the طيب, perfume. You already have it. You can keep it on yourself after the ihram, but you cannot do a perfume again. You are married, and then happen a separation, temporary raj'ah. You can, make the raj'ah. Why? Because you're not doing another nikah. But to do another nikah is forbidden. So this is two aspects in at-tib wal nikah. At-tib wal nikah. You cannot initiate these two actions during the ihram, but you can continue what you already have. If you have perfume, you don't need to wash it. You can continue your ihram or start your ihram with that perfume, as we mentioned. The same for this is, so this is qiyasan, and قال وتصح الرجعة. So someone, he has a nikah, he is already married. طيب. ويحرم عقد نكاح ولا يصح ولا فدية وتصح الرجعة وإن جامع قبل التحلل الأول فسد نسكهما. If an intercourse happened between the spouses before the first tahallul, their Hajj, both of them, is void. There's no fidya, no jaza, nothing. It's gone. فسد نسكهما. We said tahallul al-awwal. Why we said there's awwal and there's final tahallul? Just in brief to explain to you this, and we're going to study it in Sifat al-Hajj. In the day of the Eid, there's an action who makes someone to make tahallul. Tahallul is to come out from the state of ihram. This main action are three actions. The Ramyul Jamarat, throwing the pebbles of Al-Aqaba Al-Kubra, the big one, 7 pebbles. The second is to shave the head. The third is to make tawaf. Al-Hadi is not part of it, because the Hadi is a gratefulness to make the Umrah and Hajj together. It's not included here. If any 2 of 3 actions done, that's first tahallul. If you do all the 3, that is complete tahallul. If someone will do 2 of 3, so he will be out of ihram. Everything becomes back halal to him except the intimate relation. When he finish the rest of the action, the third one, then everything gets back to its normal state. That's the difference between tahallul 1 and tahallul 2. Right. Now, if the intimate relation happened before even the tahallul 1, then the Hajj is gone. واضح؟ That's what you mean قابل وإن جامع قبل التحلل الأول فسد نسكهما ويمضيان فيه. They have to finish the Hajj. Even though it's void, they have to finish it. ويقضيانه ثاني عام. And then they come back next year, if possible for them, to make up that Hajj that they ruined. Here he's saying قال فسد ويمضيان فيه ويقضيانه ثاني عام. So we have 3 ahkam here. The Hajj is void. They finish the ritual of the Hajj and then they make it up the next year. Another hukum that we finish. The intercourse before the first tahallul, lead to 5 things. The 3 that we mentioned, plus al-ithm. Al-ithm is a sin. So let's say, first ithm. First is committing an ithm. That's a major sin. Second is the Hajj is void. Third, obligation to finish the Hajj. Fourth, obligation to make up the Hajj. Fifth is to pay a fidya. Which is a badana. Badana is a camel. Someone, for example, he had an intercourse with they have an intimate relation in the night of Muzdalifah, knowing intentionally, and he didn't have any excuse. Because it depends on the case, why it happened. But this one, knowingly, intentionally, and he didn't have an excuse. So this person said, you have 5 things. So first, you commit a sin, you require tawbah. Second, your Hajj is void. Third, you have to finish your Hajj. As Allah qala wa atimul Hajj. Fourth, you have to make up your Hajj. Fifth, you have to pay fidya for what you have done. This is the main ones. One of the things that the author didn't mention, what if the intercourse happened after the first tahallul and before the complete tahallul? In this case, we tell him that he needs to repent because he committed a violation. Second, what is al-fasadu here, that his ihram was void, not hajj, ihram was void. So he has to go back out to the hill and come back in a state of ihram. The fourth is to pay the fidya, the normal fidya. So, al-aqdu is 7. Al-mahduru, 8th is the intercourse. The number 9 is al-mubashara. Al-mubashara. Al-mubashara is not like the intercourse. Al-mubashara is to be close to each other and seeking desire, and that's also forbidden in state of the haram. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ, and the rafath is the introduction to the intercourse or the intercourse itself. But here he split them, so we have the intercourse who avoid the hajj and the mubashara which only require fidya. So if he does the mubashara and even he anzil, he becomes in a state of impurity, his hajj will not be ruined or void, but he has to pay a badana. وَعَلَيْهِ badana. Badana is a camel, so something big. That's why you see the scholar, they tell you badana, or like a cow, or like few goats, so someone can see the details of that in every school of thought. So this is before the first tahallul. And we'll see more details of that in the book of Al-Fidya. So when he said, قال here, وَتَحْرُمُ الْمُبَاشَرَةِ فَإِنْ فَعَلَ فَأَنْزَلَ لَمْ يَفْسُدْ حَجُّهُ. If he did the mubashara, his hajj is not void, even though he might, get in a state of impurity. وَعَلَيْهِ بَدَنَةً, and he has to offer a badana. لكن يحرم من الحل لطواف الفرض. As we said, he void his ihram So Tawaf al-Fard is Tawaf al-Ifada. So he cannot have Tawaf al-Ifada after this Mubashara. He has to go out, for example, to Tan'im and come back to make Tawaf al-Ifada. وإحرام المرأة كالرجل إلا في اللباس. And the ihram of the woman exactly like the man except in the clothing. They wear whatever they like except the niqab and the gloves. So any type of clothes is allowed to her. Here وتجتنب البرقع أو البرقع. وتجتنب البرقع. البرقع is the niqab. So she should not wear the burqa. والقفازين, the قفازين, the gloves. وتغطية وجهها, and to cover her face. ويباح لها التحلي, and it is permissible for her to put the hilya, jewelry, whatever she usually wear, which is for the man the same thing. If he usually wear rings, he can keep it. A watch is part of that, etc. Any question? Yes, brother. Tawaf. No, the hadi, no. Because not every Hajj has to make hadi. So the three actions that everyone is entitled to do are the rajm, rami, and then shaving, halq, and then tawaf. الزيارة or tawaf al-ifada, they call it. We're gonna study it. We're gonna see it. And we're gonna see it in Bab Sifatul Hajj. We're gonna go step by step what someone need to do in the Hajj from A to Z. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yes. The ihram, it's not an obstacle for them to get back together. But for someone to get married during the ihram is forbidden. No, that's, he said, قال فيه الرجعة. الرجعة, which does not require a new contract. If it requires new contract, then no. Yes. Again? Attend the wedding, yes, but you cannot be part of the wedding. I don't know, during Hajj to find the wedding to attend it. I mean, that's kind of. But maybe people there have an attend. You never know. You never know. That's a good question. If someone invite you, someone is still in Haram or Hajj Qiran, waiting for the 8th, and people they said, "Oh, take you Jeddah. We have there's a aqd or something." Let me. طيب. باب الفدية, and we'll stop here inshallah to go to علوم القرآن. Yes, I think it's a good time.
Did you describe as that animal you killed, equivalent? Did you say there was a
equivalent from the na'am? We're going to study it. وبجزاء صيد بين مثله, and we're going to study it in the next one. So this is Babul Fidya is going to give us everything that someone is going to have to pay or expiate or things that is going to be in this part. بين مثل إن كان أو تقويم بدراهم يشتري به. Where's our page here? So it should be 9 here. طعاما فيطعم كل مسبيع مدا. Yeah, Babul Fidya is inshallah we'll see it. طيب علوم القرآن. علوم القرآن. Give you 5 minutes and then we start علوم القرآن inshallah. And the break should be at when do you want the break? Now? طيب. We are in break. We'll go back at 7. طيب. See you back at 7 inshallah. مع علوم القرآن.